Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And today we're going to take a look at this new, I still can't pronounce it, TIVDIO, who cares? Okay, I just can't pronounce it, TIVDIO. It's probably very easy to pronounce it, but I can't figure it out. Don't get to get a look at this. This is the HR-11S. Sells for about $47 on Amazon. And we're going to use my scorecard here to go through and see whether it's a good deal or not. Okay. We're also going to use the box again because it's got all this overview of what capabilities this has. I started reading the manual. I printed out the manual so it's full size because the manual that comes with it is about like that big. It's readable, but I don't want to mark it up. So that's my excuse. So we're going to go through the scorecard. And here are the things on the scorecard. And maybe I should zoom in a little bit more, so you can get a little bit better look at the radio. I don't understand why my lighting has gone so poor. It's the same lighting I've always used, but it just doesn't seem to light up things the way I want it to. So we're going to look at look and feel of the radio, readability of the display and the writing and stuff like that, power options, tuning, audio quality, special features, and then, not in this show, but in a later show, we're going to do reception testing. I'm really struggling with doing reception testing right now. And of course, I'm talking about shortwave reception, because almost all these, the AM and FM, they work fine. I mean, you can go down to the dollar store and get an AM FM radio, and it'll work fine. That technology has been perfected. And the other thing is, and that I say they work fine because where I live, there's almost 100 AM FM stations, and many of them are very strong. So I can't tell if it doesn't work fine as far as reception on AM FM. So I don't usually do that test. So anyway, how many times have I said so? Boy, the other day it was okay, today it's so. We're going to look at first look and feel. Now, what I mean by that is how the case is molded, basically how it's constructed. Do the joints nice and fit? There's no gaps or no excess plastic. How does it feel in the hand, and the buttons? And of course, this can vary a lot between whether I'm reviewing a big radio like my Grundig 750 or a little handheld radio like this one. So the look and feel could be different. And I try to account for the fact that it is a smaller radio. Now, so I'm going to give, based on that perusal, I'm going to give it an A. It's well built. It's very heavy. So I'm not sure. I think the weight is because it has a dyno in it for charging it. I think that's where the weight is. But it's pretty heavy. Not excessively heavy, but it seems heavy for the size it is. So I'm going to give look and feel an A. Now, everybody knows I'm pretty generous. So take that in mind. And like I say, I try to factor in what category of radio this is. So I don't want to compare it to my Grundig 750. I mean, it would, compared to that, it would get C's or D's. So I'm not trying to do that. I'm comparing it for radios like this. All right, next one is readability of the display and the writing on the keypads and the writing underneath it, writing on the sides and stuff like that. Okay, let's take a look at that. First we'll look at the writing, and I'll bring it a little closer to the camera, and hopefully my camera actually focused for a change. So the lettering is kind of a grayish white on this dark green, so it shows up pretty good. Some of it is in red. That shows up pretty good. Now, I have reviewed radios where they have a gray case and another shade of gray lettering. Impossible for me to read. Why they do that? It's dumb. Also, some radios will just use embossing. That's dumb too. Like for instance, I think it's the V115 or the V116. I'm looking over there at it. Actually, both of them. Well, no, it's a 115. The same brand, V115. They use embossing on some of their keys, and so until you get the light just right, you don't have a clue what the key is for. And this one especially has some keys that have 4 functions. Ooh, talk about, I was struggling with the manual this morning trying to understand it, so I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead. I could spend another week trying to learn all the features and how they work. I wanted to give this overview first, use the scorecard, and then we'll get into the special features on subsequent shows. So back to readability. So the lettering on the numbers and below it are fine. The lettering on the side is using embossing. Luckily, it's pretty easy to read. And like I say, some radios use embossing all over it, and so it makes it impossible to read. This has got kind of a light shade of white. That shows up real good. And that's about it. So readability, I would knock it down 1 letter because of this embossing over here. There's no paint difference. It's just embossed plastic. I'm going to give it a B. Not a big deal, but okay. Power options. This one has a number of power options. Number 1, which I've just did. I still got to take that speech class. I just did using this USB port right here, charged it with an AC adapter, USB AC adapter. So the battery inside, which is advertised to be 850 milliamp hours. I'll get it right in a minute. So it's fully charged. That's one way you can charge it. Another way you can charge it is the solar panel. On these little small solar panels, they haven't been very effective on other radios. I suspect this one's not that effective either. And in the last way is, I kind of struggle, should I use autofocusing or not? So I'm using autofocusing this time, so when I do a close-up, hopefully it'll focus, but it does go kind of crazy focusing in and out. Anyway, the crank here is another way of charging the radio and an external USB device like a cell phone. So we'll do some testing, some crank testing, and see how well that works. So it's got plenty of power options, and unless I'm not, like I said, I'm guessing the solar charging is going to be poor. Hopefully the crank charging will be good. Typically the test I do on that is I crank for a minute and then I rest my hands and kind of exercise them. I crank for a minute and I repeat that 5 times for a total crank time of 5 minutes. That's with the battery discharged. I can't say fully discharged, but it's discharged in that the radio won't play anymore. So that's that. For now, so I might revise that later if I find out my predictions are incorrect. Like for instance, if the cranking charging is not that good. So right now, I'm struggling here. I'm going to give it an A. Oh, one thing, yeah, one big thing about, oh no, here we go. It uses a cell phone battery, little tiny cell phone battery, and I'm gonna knock it down a letter. And I'm real hesitant to do that because so many radios like this are using these batteries nowadays, and it means if you're in an emergency or something, which is this is an emergency radio, that battery goes bad or dead, not necessarily dead, but bad, you could have a problem because you can't use any standard AA or AAA batteries. So I'm going to knock it down to a B for that reason. Again, I might revise it. Maybe since I'm already knocking down a B, maybe I won't knock it down another letter because of the solar charger. These just don't work. I mean, I think what you have to do, I think you have to leave it in direct sunlight for about 5 hours, which is not good for the case. So, I don't know. Moving on. Tuning. There is no tuning knob or wheel or anything. All the tuning is done via the buttons, up, down, and buttons. And I believe it's the volume buttons. So that's not good. Again, a lot of these radios, to save space, they're doing away with tuning wheels or tuning knobs, of course. Most of them, like this, have a tuning wheel on the side. This doesn't have a volume wheel on the side either. That's also done by the keypad. You know, and near the end, I'm going to go over just one sample of all the things that are, all the functions each key has. I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm just going to give you an example. So, tuning, I'm going to have to knock it down. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to knock it down to a B. Now, it did appear when I was actually, and I'll try it right here. Okay, power on. There's the display. It is, got to turn the volume down. It's a bluish tint scale, display. Kind of side lit, but it appears to be, if it's side lit, it appears to be lit from all corners, unlike the other radio, the V115, I believe, which is only appears to be lit from the bottom. So, tuning, now, I have to use the manual because there's so many options on each of these modes. Okay, to tune. First, I got to find it on all these buttons. Okay, volume knob, it says rotate. Rotate? No, can't rotate. To tune V plus, V minus. So, as you saw maybe, I just push and held the same button, which is the 1 and 2 button, to change the volume. Gosh, that display dirty already? Yeah, it's dirty already. Let me get my fingerprints off of this thing. Okay. So, that button, or those buttons, 1 and 2, are also used to tune. And I guess to tune, you just tap the button. So, let me see if I can get this on the screen. Nope, see, it went into volume mode. See, it's in volume mode now. And I just tapped it. So it says number 5, it points to these two keys, 1 and 2. It says that's how you tune it. All right, let's try again. Nope, it's in volume mode. Okay, maybe I need to push. It says rotate. I don't know what they mean about that. Okay, let me try something else. I wonder if that's even correct, because I thought it was these buttons down here. Let me try these buttons. It is. Look at that. It's these buttons down here. The manual says volume knob. Of course, there's no knob, but it points to number 5 on this little picture here, and that is pointing to 1 and 2. I'm going to look a little closer. Yeah, it's definitely pointing to 1 and 2, and it uses the words rotate to tune, volume plus, volume minus, or V plus, V minus. That ain't doing it. It's these buttons down here. Let me do it again. Whoops, get the lighting correct. See it going up? So that's how you tune. So we're going to give the instructions a C already. Now, the other thing about these instructions, Angela told me that the instructions that comes with the radio had an error in that they called out the wrong model number. They're the same instructions, it just references a CR-11S versus an HR-11S. So anyway, so that's how you tune the radio. And I don't know if you can do auto tuning. Let me just hold this up here. Again, a lot of glare. I'm pushing and holding. Yes, it auto tunes. And it stops when it receives the station. So it has auto tuning capability. So that works. All right, so I found a station, so I need to turn the volume down, which is to use the tuning knob. They call it the tuning knob. So back here, I gave tuning a B already. Oops, let me get it back on the screen here. I gave it a B already. It does have auto search, and it does have, according to the manual, which I have not tried, it has auto tune and store. I haven't tried that yet. I'll try it again in another show because it takes a while to do that. All right, so I'm going to give it B right now, and with the consideration that it might go down. I don't think it's going to go up, so it might go down to a C, but I will give it a B. Audio quality, and I have to be a little careful. The best way to determine that is listening to music. I don't have, let's see. Let me see here. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do right here. Okay, we can turn this off, and we can try listening to music from an SD drive. This is music from the YouTube music library, and I never can remember which way these things go in. Always afraid I'll break it. That doesn't look right. Let me turn it over. Yeah, that's better. That's down inside there. Okay, so now we've inserted an SD card with music. So we'll turn it on. And I'm going to push and hold. Waiting. Now it didn't recognize, like some other radios, when you have an SD card in there and you're turned on, it says,
"Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later."
My Echo, Alexis, I said some words, so, oh, I did it again.
"Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later."
Sorry about that. I try not to say her name again. I'm surprised that it, what I was saying.
"Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Now what
Please
word?
try a little later."
What word is? Okay, I'm going to have to go shut her off. Stand by. Okay, I don't know what that was about, why she was reacting to what I was saying. So let's go to mode, and we got Bluetooth mode. We don't want that. Okay. Ooh, gosh, it's playing. Apparently I had some non-YouTube audio on here, because it tells you what song it's playing. That's pretty cool. And I'm going to make sure I don't get anything from... Yeah, I didn't realize I had those on there. So I'm using this key right here to skip forward to the next album or channel or track. Why have I got all these things on there? This is strange. I thought this was only... That's probably... Okay, that is from the YouTube library. So we can turn the volume up. Volume. Has a graphic display here.
I've watched you for so long.
Okay. And I was at about 2/3 volume, and it was plenty loud for me. I can say it does display up here some text about the recording, the title of the song or whatever whoever made or whoever this artist is. So it's pretty cool. I would spend a whole show just on that function. So let's get out of here. So audio quality is very good. There's nothing wrong with the audio quality. And it's got plenty volume. If you're, someplace where it's really noisy, it's not enough volume, and you would use the earphone jack. Yeah, I didn't do a go around, so I need to do that. So I'm gonna give the audio quality an A. Of course, it's not stereo when you're listening to the speaker. It's only a single speaker. Let's go around the radio looking for special features. Okay, over here we have a full-size USB port. Now that's used for a couple of things. That's used for playing back recordings and I believe making recordings from off the radio or off the microphone. So that's two features. You can record off the radio and you can record off the microphone, built-in microphone. It's also, this is used as an output to charge things. And there's a switch right here that switches the functions. Up here is the slot for the SD card. Right here is the connector to charge the battery in here. This is the earphone jack. There's a solar panel. There's a switch for an alert. I'll have to check into what that alert is about. And it's also a switch for the flashlight. There's the flashlight. Okay, it could help you find your keys or something like that. Not much beyond that. It's pretty small. I wonder what this little sensor is for. Right there. That little dot there. I wonder what that's for. Oh, I know what it's for. It's probably an indication that both the dyno crank and the solar panel are charging the battery. That's typically what they do. They have an indicator that the battery is getting charged. All right, that's about it. Here's the battery compartment I showed you before. So, well, now I broke that. There we go. And then here's the dyno crank and the very small shortwave or FM telescopic antenna. These are typically really small. Yeah, let me just extend this for a second. Usually they're under 2 feet. This is about 18 inches. So not great antenna for shortwave. So special features. The other thing is, let me look at my stupid. I really don't like Windows 10. For instance, I had my printer working on Windows 10, and then the next day, it's it acts like it's working, but it doesn't ever print. Oh boy. Okay, sorry about that. Gosh, we're up to 25 minutes. I hate to have long videos. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to look at the spreadsheet that I've been showing you of the comparison of the various models from TIVDIO, whatever, and down under this one there's a whole bunch of special features, and I'm going to have to probably do several shows to show you the features because I've already consumed 25 minutes. But anyway, here's the box. Let me get my camera back up here so I can see if I got it in view. This is the box with all the special features listed, and I went over those in the previous show. It's a humongous amount of features, including hands-free phone operation, so that when the Bluetooth connection is made to your cell phone, you can use the microphone in the radio to go to your cell phone and talk to whoever you're talking to. You don't know how well that's going to work. Bluetooth, I don't know if that's both ways or not. We'll have to see. Phone charger. Now, I think I've realized what this means. This was a little confusing on my first show. It says 1,500 preset station presets. I jumped to the conclusion that meant they had programmed in 1,500 stations. That's not what it means. It means, I believe, because I couldn't find any already programmed, it means it has 1,500 memories for you to store stations in. And they're broken down into AM stations, or medium wave stations, and FM stations and shortwave stations. That's what that means. They're not already stored in there for your convenience. You have to put them in, and you can use the ATS function, automatic tuning and storage function, to load those memories. All right. This thing is loaded with special features. I will have to do additional shows to go over those. I want to give it an A at this point. So it's looking pretty good. I don't think I have anything below a B. It's either a B plus or an A minus, depending on reception. That's going to be the key. That could be, I don't think it's going to be a D, but it could easily be a C. So that's about it. Babbled enough here. I'm up to almost 30 minutes. But this radio has so many features. Again, you can get this off of Amazon for $47. The price changes. That's one thing about Amazon. They have a lot of special deals. And I think this was originally, when it was put on there, was more than $47. And I didn't check it this morning to see what it was. So that's how it is. Like I say, we'll do several shows on all these multiple functions. We'll do a test on solar charging. We'll discharge as much as possible the battery. I will do a battery. Matter of fact, let me turn this off. I fully charge the battery and I'll top it off using the USB port. So I'll top it off, and then I'll do a battery test in that I'll tune probably an FM station and put the volume on medium and just let it sit and watch and see how long the radio works. I'll do the same thing with the solar charging, and I'll do the same thing with the dyno charging to see how well those two options charge the battery. Those tests will be much shorter, I'll guarantee you. I think I will do what I typically do, which is a 5-hour, put it in the window so it gets indirect sunlight charge. I don't like the idea of putting these radios in direct sunlight outside. I don't like that idea. I think it'll damage the radio over time. Anyway, that's it. Another key thing is, if you have any questions, please let me know about this radio or any radio. I enjoy answering questions, or if I don't think I can give you a good text reply that you can understand, I'll actually do a video for you. I've done that in the past many times. Matter of fact, I've got a couple in the works to do. For instance, on the V115, I've gotten a couple of questions about how you use the MP3 player and the various keys with the MP3 player. Oh my gosh, I've gone over 30 minutes, so I'm going to shut up. And if you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Sorry it went so long, but this radio has so many features. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Whoa, that was long.